Well, today we're looking at the health benefits of whole food, plant-based eating and veganism and their differences.
Well, to help us break it down for us, May Bhawan, our resident dietitian, is joining us. May, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for coming in. Now, tell us, what's the difference between whole food, plant-based eating and this vegan thing?
So there are differences, and plant-based eating is becoming more of a trend and a hot topic right now. And it's merely just people being more conscious about reducing the intake of animal-based foods in their diet and including more whole grains, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes and beans, whereas vegan eating, or a pattern of veganism, is more excluding, all animal-based products, including your dairy, your eggs, your fish, and any animal-derived ingredients as well.
So what would the benefits be of such diets?
So there's a lot of studies that are suggesting that it is reducing the risk, or does sort of reduce the risk of heart disease, controlling your blood sugar controls, as well as reducing the obesity risk. So there are far more health outcomes as opposed to negative.
What about protein?
So,
get your protein
proteins, I think a lot of people forget about the protein factor when they are changing to sort of a more plant-based way of eating. And I think it's just being conscious about including more sort of your beans, and specifically black beans and red kidney beans are your highest in protein, as well as your soybeans, your edamame and tofu. And again, a lot of people are quite nervous to introduce those things, but I think it's how you prepare it and how you actually flavor it in conjunction with
all
everything
beans
else.
Good sources of protein? All kinds of beans?
Not necessarily. Okay. It's more your kidney beans and your black beans, and your soybeans is your highest in protein.
I mean, often, and like you say, it's a trend, so there's lots of articles, a lot of people you talk to about these things. A lot of it, they say it would only benefit you mostly if you're going to be eating organic. Is that true? I mean, because that's very expensive. This is a way that you want to go now, in a diet you want to follow, for it to only be organic.
Yeah. So it is hard to go complete organic. I think our main aim, and what we all have to strive towards, is try to reduce any packaged foods and sort of go more whole grain in itself, and not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, listen, organic, as much as we would like to do that, it is expensive. And I think it's maybe also starting to try and, grow your own vegetable garden at home. And I think that's also a nice way to start with that.
Yeah. You've mentioned some benefits, the pros and stuff like that. I mean, there could be some downsides here. I mean, you talked about taste, and I saw your face going about veggies, plants, all the time. You want some tasty stuff, and we tend to think that the other side. I mean, if you're going to embrace that kind of lifestyle, I mean, what could be the downside? I mean, do you have to check?
I think it's also the downsides where I think people don't necessarily also look into is deficiencies. And it's being quite conscious about, okay, am I actually meeting my protein requirements? Where am I getting my omega-3s? Am I supplementing with a vitamin D, or have I actually checked my vitamin D status? As well as iron, B12 is a big thing, and maybe testing those levels before also supplementing. But being quite aware of, if I'm going to go this route, that there are certain vitamins and minerals that I may not be able to sort of get into my diet, but just being conscious about it.
And if I'm going to be vegan, I must understand the sources of those. If they're going to be plant-based, what's
and
going
also
to give me those
how to shop and how to meal prep. You can't actually just go to a normal grocery store and get all these items. Things, you have to source it out at a health store.
Okay, that's good.
Sounds healthy. Not for me, though.
Yeah, not for me either.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Thank you very much.
I think in slow months you could.
One day a week I'll try. Okay.